Resurrection in the shadows. When Catherine's eyes slowly opened, the first thing she heard was a sound, a low murmur, a whisper that made its way through the darkness. At first she couldn't figure out where she was or why everything was so dark. Slowly getting up from the ground, Catherine noticed that people dressed in black were standing around her. They had flowers in their hands, and their voices sounded low, as if they were at an important ceremony. But what struck Catherine was that they were talking about her life and her death. Catherine was a wonderful wife and a caring mother, someone said, and her heart skipped a beat. Her passing is a loss that we will all feel deep inside ourselves. Trying to make sense of what was happening, Catherine noticed her husband standing there in the shadows. His face, streaked with grief, expressed deep sadness, like a fog. An unknown feeling enveloped her. Why do I hear my goodbyes? She thought, trying to comprehend her reality. Is this all in a dream? Words and memories surrounded her like living shadows bearing their own story. She recalled her happy moments, moments of difficulty, and the shadow of an unknown truth that had befallen her. With every word spoken at her funeral, Catherine began to realize that she couldn't be dead after all. What she heard was a farewell to some part of her life, but not to life itself. When the last word was said and everyone began to disperse, Catherine remained standing in this mysterious darkness, lost in thought. She decided to step out of the shadows, meet her husband, and reveal this strange veil of mystery that seemed to envelop her reality. The mystery is solved. Catherine slowly approached her husband, trying to contain her emotions. His eyes met hers, and they reflected a mixture of surprise, joy, and disbelief. Catherine, he whispered, as if he couldn't believe his eyes. Yes, it's me, she replied, involuntarily clutching the hem of her dress, as if trying to verify the reality of her existence. But, we thought you were. His words stuck in his throat, and he hugged her so tightly, as if he was afraid of losing her again. What's going on, James? Why did I hear my parting words? Catherine asked, trying to figure out what had happened. James looked down, trying to collect his thoughts. It was, somehow, the fog of time. We all thought you died in an accident. Your body has not been found, and we have decided that you are no longer in our world. It was like our goodbye. Catherine felt that it was difficult for her to take in all this information. But how am I here? Where have I been all this time? James looked at her with a mysterious look. You find yourself in a kind of transitional world between life and death, a place where the shadows of the past temporarily exist. You came back from this fog, but it seems that you have preserved some parts of it. Catherine realized that her return was an unusual gift, but with that gift came a price. The shadows of the past were now her constant companions, a reminder of the mysterious facets of reality. From that moment on, Catherine and James decide to accept this unexpected turn of fate and learn to live in new harmony with the shadows that brought them together again. Their story becomes evidence that sometimes forgiveness can be not only an act of parting, but also a meeting with what was lost in the fog of time. Shadows of the past. Catherine and James decided to accept their new reality. The shadows of the past have become a part of their lives, but they have also discovered that this transitional world has its own unique beauty. The shadows turned into soft pastel shades, coloring the scenes of their daily lives. They discovered that the shadows could not only be a reminder of what they had lost, but also a key to memories that they could share. Together they began to explore this mysterious transitional world that existed between two states of being. In the course of their research, they found that the shadows in the fog of time represented not only Catherine's past moments, but also other people's moments. They witnessed stories, forgotten events, and even unfulfilled dreams. The shadows turned into a window to other worlds, and Catherine and James decided to use this gift to share the beauty of their transitional world with others. They began to help those who were lost in the fog of time, guiding them through this transitional moment so that they could find their own essence. So their days were filled with encounters with various shadows and the radiance of new opportunities. Catherine and James became a link between the worlds, a bridge connecting the shadows of the past and the realities of the present. And despite the fact that shadows still accompanied them, Catherine and James realized that their strength lay not in their dark reflections, but in the ability to create their own light in this amazing transitional world, where the past became the key to new opportunities and encounters. The light of memories with each new step Catherine and James took in exploring the misty transitional world, they discovered even more secrets hidden in the shadows of the past. These shadows ceased to be a heavy burden and became the light of memories. One day, penetrating deeper into the fog of time, Catherine met the shadow of a long-gone grandmother. Like magic, Grandma gave her untold stories about her life, shared her wisdom, and her shadow became another luminous fragment of this mystical world. James, in turn, discovered his own memories, awakened by the shadow of a long-forgotten friend. These encounters with the past not only brought them closer to others, but also helped them understand each other better. Soon their house became a meeting place for those who were looking for light in their own memories. Catherine and James opened their hearts and began to guide those who got lost in the fog of time to the light that can be found in their own past. They created a cozy place where shadows became a source of inspiration and memories came to life in a blessed light. So their transitional world turned into a luminary of stories, where each shadow became not an obstacle, but an opportunity to reveal its unique light. Thus, Catherine and James became the guardians of this amazing transitional world, where the shadows of the past became the light of memories, and each new day brought with it the opportunity to bring their light into this amazing world where the past and the present are intertwined in harmony. One day, as they delved deeper into the fog of time, Catherine encountered the shadow of an artist from a bygone era. This artist, who had long been forgotten in the annals of history, shared with Catherine the beauty of his creations. His shadow painted vivid pictures in the air, bringing to life the forgotten masterpieces that once adorned galleries. In another encounter, James met the shadow of a musician whose melodies had faded into obscurity. Together, they revived the haunting tunes that had once resonated through grand concert halls. The shadows became conduits of forgotten arts, allowing Catherine and James to witness the beauty that time had obscured. Their home transformed into a haven for those lost in the fog of time. Catherine and James extended their hands to guide others through this transitional moment, helping them rediscover the essence of their past. The shadows, once haunting, became benevolent messengers connecting souls across the boundaries of time. As the days passed, Catherine and James realized that their journey was not just about unraveling the mysteries of their own lives, but also about bringing solace to others lost in the labyrinth of time. The shadows, now allies, continued to reveal the interconnected tapestry of countless lives, forming a harmonious symphony of forgotten stories. Their home became a sanctuary where the past and present converged, where the shadows whispered tales of resilience, love, and aspiration. In this mystical space, Catherine and James found purpose in being custodians of the transitional world, bridging the gap between the forgotten and the remembered. Resurrection in the shadows became a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a journey that transcended the boundaries of life and death. Catherine and James embraced the shadows not as harbingers of sorrow, but as heralds of forgotten tales yearning to be told. And so, in the gentle embrace of the shadows, Catherine and James continued to write their story, a narrative that transcended time and left an indelible mark on the mystical transitional world they called home.